So over the past 2 weeks, the political YouTuber Blaire White has been in a lot of controversy, and it all surrounds a video she uploaded titled, "Trans Athlete, I Belong in Women's Sports. Get over it." In the video, she says this.
So, disclaimer, I have no hatred in my heart for Janae. I think Janae seems like a really nice person and obviously is an amazing athlete. I mean, trans aside, anything else that's a part of the story aside, you cannot deny that that is some amazing bodybuilding. Like, that's crazy. Like, who looks like that? Like, no one looks like that. And I am not trying to make fun of her appearance. I know people will just run to that because people like to just say I'm a big old meanie rather than addressing any of my points, but I'm really not making fun of her appearance. I mean, I think that obviously her appearance is outlandish, and I think that even she would admit that, because how could she not? But that's not the point. The bigger point is the idea, the concept of Janae competing against biological women is ludicrous. It's almost intentionally ignorant, and anyone who thinks that that is some sort of level playing field is a liar. You're lying to her, you're lying to others, and you're lying to yourself, sweetie. And something we don't often see is that Janae actually went back post-transition and competing against men just because, I guess. Like, it was kind of like, she's gone back and forth competing with men and women based on I don't know what. I mean, that's just a dick move. No pun intended. Okay, pun intended, but I'm a fucking tranny, so I can make that pun. Anyways.
So the issue with that clip is that the athlete Janae Marie Kroc has actually never competed in women's sports, and has openly stated multiple times that she never intends to. She responded to Blaire's video in an Instagram post where she says, "It has come to my attention that the YouTuber Blaire White posted a video about trans athletes today, in which she decided to feature me. Unfortunately, everything she said about me was incorrect, and as a result, I am receiving a lot of hate. I have been very clear about the fact that all of the records I have broken, and all of the championships that I have won in powerlifting were prior to my transition, when I was still competing in the men's division. I have also been very vocal about the fact that I have never competed as a woman, and have no intention of doing so in the future. This is not a representation of my beliefs on all trans athletes, only my personal choice for myself. So if you see comments or posts in other places, which I'm sure many of you will, you now know the truth, and if you so feel inclined, please feel free to correct whoever is posting misinformation. Thanks, everyone." She also made a comment under Blaire's video that says, "Blaire, I really wish you had reached out to me before making a video including me and spreading a bunch of misinformation. If you had done some research ahead of time, you would have known that all of my records and championships were achieved in the men's division. I have never competed as a woman, and I have been vocal about the fact I have no intention to. I respect your right to have your own opinion on trans athletes or any other topic, but spreading misinformation only causes more problems. If you have any questions or would like to discuss this further, feel free to reach out." Once people figured out what Blaire had done, her comment section filled up with people criticizing her, but Blaire stayed silent for about 2 weeks, until she just issued an apology kind of out of the blue. We don't know exactly why she picked now of all times to apologize, but it could be tied to the fact that the story got a lot of traction again when people on Twitter such as Nicholas Diorio, Lilith Lovett, and Shoe Simps pointed out that this misinformation has been out for 2 weeks with no apology or retraction. Whatever the reason is, at least she did apologize by saying, "Hey everyone, in a recent video I made the error of assuming and stating that a trans athlete named Janae competes against both men and women in her sport. As she made clear, that is false. Unlike many other trans athletes, she insists on only competing against men. For this and any other detail I got wrong about her story, I'm very sorry. I made the mistake of not doing enough research and taking rumors about her at face value, which is something I complain about happening to me. I want to be very clear that this is a fuck up on my part, and I take full and total responsibility for any negativity that she's experienced because of that. I also want to be clear that while many are running with the narrative that this was an intentional deception on my part, that's just not true. It was due to less than thorough research, nothing more and nothing less. I've reached out personally to apologize for the error, and have deleted the video. I feel pretty terrible and have decided to take a break from social media and YouTube. The grind of doing content for almost 5 years and putting immense pressure on myself to consistently release things has resulted me in being sloppy with this last video, and I don't want to come back doing videos until I can guarantee this type of mistake doesn't happen again. I really hope everyone understands where I'm coming from with this, and once again, I offer my sincerest apology to Janae above everything else. I have also offered to send Janae the AdSense money I made on the video, and I'm awaiting her acceptance of that. It only seems fair. Jacqueline Glenn responds to Blaire by saying, "Proud of you for posting this. I know how terrible you've been feeling, so I'm just hoping people accept this apology, and that it makes Janae feel some comfort. All we can do is move forward with improvements when things like this happen, and I know you will. Keep your head up." Haram responds by saying, "You might believe her intentions were pure, but the rest of us don't have to. It's not the first time she's spread false information about someone. I think you were just clouded by your friendship, to be honest." Nicholas Diorio responds to Blaire by saying, "You seem to do lackluster research often enough that you were either really bad at what you do or doing it on purpose. I really wouldn't blame people for thinking you were malicious, laughing my ass off. I'm glad after 2 weeks of getting hate comments you finally gotten around to deleting the video." CAD Computers responds to Nick by saying, "It always makes me wonder, did they delete or apologize for a video because they were wrong? Or did it because of the backlash?" Keemstar responds to Blaire by saying, "Did she have to send you a cease and desist? Or did you have a come to Jesus moment?" Einabber responds to Blaire by showing a picture of a monkey, to which Patrice responds, "What's that monkey face for? She's doing what she's expected to do. Don't add to the pile. You already said you'd make a video on her today. I watch you a lot, but this seems like you were kicking a dead horse at this point. She doesn't have to show her face." Beast Ghost responds to her by saying, "She's expected to do research before opening her mouth." Thompson responds to Blaire by saying, "Very mature to apologize. That's why I love Blaire." Matt responds to her by saying, "Yeah, took real balls to apologize for something that happened weeks ago." Thompson responds, "Well, she probably just found out that it was wrong information. Did you think about that?" Matt responds, "You can't be serious. I don't think there's a human being on this planet foolish enough to believe that, aside from you, of course." Sally responds to Blaire by saying, "At least you're owning up to your mistakes, Blaire. Just apologize and grow from it. That's one reason I've always supported you anyways." Haram responds, "I wonder when she'll apologize for the other people she lied about." Your evil twin responds to Blaire by saying, "This is a couple weeks too late, homie. Now I've got to go and double check every video of yours I happen to like. If you want to have a career in media, you need to handle it with professionalism, which includes swift and accurate retractions when you make an error." Creepshow Art responds to Blaire by saying, "You were called out for lying in this video pretty quickly after upload on all platforms. Why didn't you immediately take it down? Why is this a habit for you?" Creepshow Art also posts a tweet of her own about this on her timeline that says, "Blaire really said, 'I'm sorry,' then announced a vacation from slandering people. Since she is blaming research, this is a screenshot of the video, where she shows Janae's Instagram post. Plus says Janae plans on competing against women, and this is Janae's post, posting a screenshot from Blaire's video, where she does indeed show Janae's post, and then a screenshot of her scrolling down on that post, where Janae says, 'Since I'm certain many of you are wondering and will be asking, I'll just address it now. I will be competing in the men's division. Notice that I did not say, as a male. And no, this does not change the fact that I'm trans/gender fluid/non-binary.' Tamimi reacts to Blaire's apology by saying, 'Good. Now where's the apology for doing shitty research regarding Jeffree Star and Davi and taking clips from my video out of context? Or for lashing out after being called out on it and blocking all of my followers who so as much like any comments who disagreed with you? Blaire White is a terrible and lazy content creator. She can't do more than 20 minutes of research on a topic, can't even come up with her own thumbnail or jokes, and actively spreads misinformation in several videos. Her stans are just as lazy for taking everything she says as fact. She then quote tweets an old video she posted talking about the Jeffree Star situation with Blaire, and says, laughing my ass off, 'I told you so.'
I don't care. I don't give a shit if I get credit for it. I just want the message out there. That's what's important to me. And that's why I'm so fucking pissed off right now."
This just disgusting.
We're gonna go to a charity supporting art. I've got some new music coming your way. I know a charity supporting art. The first charity that we're going to be helping out is an organization called Swan.
Clipped it out and made it seem like, wow, Jeffree Star is this hero for saying something about Davi Vanity, and never mentioned the fact that he had retracted his statements.
About Davey, Jeffree says, "I'm going to speak the truth till I die. We saw Davey bring underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things. 100% illegal." And this is after touring together, doing music together. I personally went to a couple of these tours when I was a kid, probably 15 years old. And Jeffree says, "I no longer support Davey Vanity and how disgusting he is. Touching and enjoying attention is evil. F sicko. Being on tour with a child has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. Rest in peace, because you'll never be me. If you support that piece of then unfollow me because you're supporting child. Davey is the lowest, worthless scum I've ever met." Now listen.
This person, which first of all, never trust, I think are very interested, and I noticed it in the chat as well, so I want to kind of speak for them and ask this, and I think Jay could really speak to this, or maybe not, I don't know. But the Jeffree Star aspect of this story, and I touched on it in my video, and but I didn't have all the facts, and people kind of corrected me and said, you know, when Jeffree Star tweeted what he tweeted about Davi being a pedophile, Jeffree worked with him afterwards, which shocked me. I thought it was, you know, Jeffree worked with him and then tweeted that and then it was over.
What do you mean you didn't have all of the facts? They were right there, 20 seconds into the video of mine that you downloaded for your video. That's a lie, Blaire. That's a lie.
She follows that up by saying, "My first words in this clip. I don't care if I get credit. I don't give a shit. I just want the message across," in regards to her taking clips from my video out of context. The response. Posting a screenshot of Blaire's response to that tweet where she said, "This is pretty stupid. Yes, I used your video to obtain a live stream from Davi that I couldn't find elsewhere. I was trying to call out pedophile. You seriously want credit? Wait to prove it's more about clout for you than holding someone responsible." Anyways, D'Angelo Wallace also responded to Blaire White's apology. He tweeted out, "Wait, so you deleted the video today after it nearly got 400k views, the person you wronged spoke out weeks ago, multiple YouTubers called you out, you left it up for weeks, and now you apologize everywhere except the platform where you spread the misinformation? 0 out of 10. iNabber responds to D'Angelo by saying, "Interesting that it took her 2 weeks. Semich responds to D'Angelo by saying, "So when's the video on her, if you want to?" D'Angelo responds, "I do want to make a video about Blaire White at some point. Not because of this, but because she used to be my go-to YouTuber when I used to be transphobic, but also wanted to pretend like I listen to trans people, and that's 100% on me, but 100% on her because she knows what she's doing." PokePony64 responds to D'Angelo by saying, "The amount of people accepting her apology is genuinely upsetting. It isn't their apology to accept, and we need to stop praising someone for simply apologizing. Saying sorry isn't enough anymore. It's one thing to get a detail or two wrong, but this was straight misinformation." Discarded Sushi responds to D'Angelo by saying, "Let's not forget that the video is still on her Instagram story highlight." Taylor Nicole responds to them by saying, "Wait, did she quote a non-existent quote?" Yeah, she did, for the title of the video. It was pretty strange. Anyways, that's about it for what people said about Blaire. There was a Twitter video Keemstar made talking about this, but it bleeds into another drama that I want to talk about in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. And also follow me on Twitch as I talk about my opinions on things frequently over there. Thank you so much to my channel members for supporting the channel, in particular, The Dank Memes Play, Turtle, and A Zorich for $30 a month, Punchy for $40 a month, and Boar for $50 a month. This helps me out immensely. I appreciate it a lot. And with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.